Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
And we won't stop.
Will
We
be
will
as bright
not
as the
stop.
sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right. It's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart. Doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time.
Look at
Baby,
this.
baby, now
See this?
I know.
How you cannot go
Baby,
again.
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Let me give a shout out to Nancy LaRose, Lisa Taylor, C6 Banks. Hey you guys, how you guys doing? I know we came on a little early. I got to do some cooking tonight for a little bit. Then I'm going to have to go to work to this dang job. But I wanted to come on, go ahead and get today started. It's Friday. We know how Fridays is. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good week? My week was like crazy in the middle of it. First of all, it's just crazy. You know, when you're dealing with certain people, it's crazy. It's snowing again and all that. We getting a little snow flurries. Oh, you just got a little bit? Nancy says hers was great. Lisa Taylor said, thank God it's Friday. Oh, girl, I almost had to quit a job on my day off. I was off, what day was it I worked? I didn't work yesterday, Thursday, Wednesday. I was off Wednesday. I went in to work Wednesday, trying to, get a little extra money to, pay some of these bills or whatever. And, girl, they worked my last nerve. I was ready to go. I'm done talking to people. It's just crazy to me, like, and I don't know. I'm just going to say this. It just seems like, I work for different type of people all the time. She said, we are expected another 2 to 4 inches of snow this evening. Girl, we done already got our snow. And it was a lot. I woke up, I was like, okay, I'm going ham, I'm going crazy. but we got to get the snow and ice off the cars immediately. We can't just not do it and then wait until it's time for me to go to work. I got to get up and get it done completely. There's a couple of things I would like to talk about this evening. I had Pooh Bear for a minute. He came over 5 o'clock this morning. Then he started acting weird, and I had to tell him to go take a nap. And then his daddy came and got him because, like I said, sometimes people take, whoever they around, they start acting like. She said, been waiting on ours. Girl, you want that snow? You can have it. Huh? I'm done with it. I am so tired of snow and cold and, and the good thing about it, I don't have to drive far to go to work, but now it's to go to the job that I'm going to. It's like, I do not even want to talk about anything negative. I just really don't, y'all. It's just sad because the job is so close to my home, which normally you can't find that, like, I'm going to be honest with you. She said move to New Mexico, Albuquerque for it. You know what? I love that. That's the only thing I love. I love that the job is so close. I do not have to worry about getting to work. Like say for instance, my car just breaks down. My husband can take me to work with no problem. He may not like it, but he will do it, But other than that, and I guess I better just look at that as the gift and the blessing because, I go to work and, I'm doing the job and, I've never had a doubt that I can't do a certain, I've been doing it for years, but it's just, I just want more, but, I'm just not getting it. I'm not finding my place, my peace, in these facilities. I just don't find my peace, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to try until, they done already got on my nerves. And when I say it did not take long. The last job, it took 10 months before they got on my nerves. Really like 9 months, maybe 8 months, maybe the 7th month. No. No, I kid you not. I think it was around about the 6th or 7th month. That's when they got the first job, the facility. It took a whole year for them to get on my nerves. And when I say, oh, I just can't do this, I just could not do it. Now that was different. But then the second job, it literally took 6 to 7 months. And I'm like, okay, I was finding my place there, but it was the distance was a problem, and then the attitude. Now this job, it ain't got nothing to do with distance, but the behavior and attitude that I see, and I'm trying to think, it ain't even been 3 months, and I'm like, oh my God, but. You're okay, woke to God. You're okay. She was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're okay. I'm just gonna have to just, just ignore it, I guess. So we're gonna talk about this young lad that's still missing in the Greensboro area, and that is in North Carolina. You guys don't know that's North Carolina. His name is Laquan Little. He's 26 years of age. This is what they're saying. And we've talked about this a little bit, but I think there's more to this story. So, we're gonna always, refresh your minds. Make sure you guys know, because I know you ain't hearing it nowhere else, because, some stories they cover and some stories they do not. But for some reason, this one has caught my eye. His name is Laquan Little. The police is looking for him. He's 26 years of age. He went missing on New Year's Eve in Greensboro. According to the Greensboro Police Department, a missing police report has been filed with the department, and there is an ongoing investigation. So it's something more to it than he just walked away. The missing person report has been entered in the National Crime Information Center, the NCIC. You know, that money that We Are Cody's Voice was supposed to send some money to for the National Crime Information for missing people that never got there. But anyway, nevertheless, that's a little side joke. According to Laquan's mother, Tamika Little, he was last seen on the 1400 block of Broadford Parkway wearing all black. Tamika says her son drives a 2009 black Honda Civic. His phone keeps going to voicemail and messages are not going through. It's not like him to go without talking to her. She has organized a search efforts in several triad cities, including a recent search on Saturday morning. She has started the New Year's searching for her son. She says she's been out 7 a.m. looking for her son. Somebody knows something. She wrote, please help bring him home. Tamika says her work isn't done until her son is found. That right there tells me the way that she says that. That right there, Tamika says her work isn't done until her son is found. That tells me it's something bad's done happened. And it also actually tells me that she knows something that she's not probably sharing, because the way she says that. I mean, I would say, I'm not going to stop looking. I'm not going to stop looking for my child. But when someone says their work isn't done until that just tells me that they're probably not looking for someone to be, alive or whatever. They're not really saying too much else about that. Because, like I just said, it doesn't sound good. It just doesn't. I wonder what happened to this young lad. I mean, there's more to the story, because remember, there's no updates. There's no updates. I wonder what. There's no updates. And that bothers me. Because, you got to think, we're in the 10th day. We're in the 10th day of January of the new year. 10 days already. And he's been missing since New Year's Eve. 10 days. And there's no updates. 10 days. Well, I read a story earlier where a guy that was nonverbal been missing for 25 years and they found him. We gonna have hope. There's always a possibility. And the possibility is, when it's your family or you close to them or you know the person, your hope runs really strong. But if you're just an average person and you read the story where this young cat, 26 years of age, New Year's, come up missing, the last thing that they know about him, he called his children's mother. I hate to say baby mama, because that sounds so ghetto. His children's mother, or child's mother, I don't know how many kids he got. And he was like, I'm in the grass. Okay, what are you talking about, you in the grass? Did you take something and now you don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds like there might be some DURGS going on there. Or is somebody chasing you that you're hiding from? And then she gets up, calls his mother, and then she goes out to where his phone last pinged. So he has a location on his phone, so she'll know where his location is. This is what I tell everybody all the time. I say, I don't have it, but I might probably put it on my phone and my husband's phone, but right now I just don't have it. But it's just weird to me unless we agree that hey Sanjay, I don't want somebody to be able to, I don't have nothing to hide, but where I'm at, you just go where my phone pings at, and then you can find me. Maybe I don't want to be found. But just think, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can ping your phone and go to where you're at. Man, it's good when it comes to people getting, missing, people lost. But what if he's just like, hey, I'm just finna go hook up with my old girlfriend or, whatever. And then there they is pinging his phone. That's not the case here, but, what I'm saying is, hey, Tina, how's it going? She said, good evening. Not less if his phone is on airplane mode. Could that be it? I don't know. I don't know how people can just ping your phone without your approval. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's easy to do. My daughter and my son, they do it. She'll know where he's at any given time or whatever. But I don't know if I would want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, being the age of 26, they're still young and doing creative things and stuff. But this new generation, they've got so much to worry about. It's not even funny, to be honest with you. It's so... I'm going to tell you guys, I've got to work with these people that's young. And, they just don't have respect. They don't have the morals. They don't have the values. I really hate to say stuff like that because I look at them and I just can't understand. They're lazy, I hate saying that because I know it's not all of them, but, you get to be my age and you be like, why would you talk to an older person or your boss or authority in the way that they just deserve? I can do, say whatever I want to say. They're just it's almost like it's a free spirit. It makes them think they're free spirit, but it's really rude, disruptive. It's just no manners, and I don't understand it. And I don't, I'm going to get to the point where, I just don't even want to deal with it. She said, SP, thinking outside the box, looking at my phone, I saw the word airplane mode, and I remember what my daughter was saying about airplane mode, no contacts, no text, no nothing. Well, they're saying that his phone is not receiving the messages, so it's like his phone is off. And the one thing about it, when we were growing up, we didn't have phones. So, if you was lost, you was lost. You better have your quarter or dime. Back then, when I was growing up, it was a quarter. You got to make a phone call. You better have a quarter. And everybody just thought that was so expensive. Well, we don't have phones on corners anymore, and that's weird. But, it's been gone and nobody's missed it. And it's cool. But, if I'll say if you're like me and you still gotta work with these kids, and so some people be thinking, oh, you got it made or whatever. No, I do not. I prefer not to have to work with these kids because most of them will be my boss. They're younger than me and they're my boss. And they lie like a rug. They'll do anything, think they know something, talking all silly, just weird. But I just don't really, to be honest with you, I don't see no hope for this world. I really don't. I hate to say that. And I don't get, you know how like when you used to go to the store and it was not a problem. I don't even like going to the store and have to deal with them. They be at they can't count your money back. They just plop it in your hand. Here you go. You be like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. They don't know how to count money back and they don't care. They just plop it in your hand like, just take it. They look at the cash register. Cash register say you get $8.53. I seen this woman and she was acting like she was just all this or that. And the cash register said, I get $8.53 back. She this is what she did. She grabbed $5, she grabbed $1, and then she grabbed 2 quarters, and then she counted 1 penny, 2 penny, 3 penny, and then she said, here you go. And I just looked at her. Because I would have said, 3 cents makes, whatever. And then the 50 cents makes 11, or 12. And then the $8, 5 makes, 17 or whatever. And then here's your 3, whatever. But yeah, they don't even know how to count money back. So everybody's thinking, oh no, we've got all this internet, we got Wi-Fi, we got Google, we got, hey Siri, what is the such and such? That means you don't go look nothing up really. You don't go look it up, read more on it. Like, when we used to be in school, and I didn't never think I would talk like this. If you didn't know how to spell a word, just say, for instance, you didn't know how to spell retailer, right? You go to the teacher and say, hey, how do you spell retailer or whatever? You know what the teacher tell you to do? She'll say, look it up. Go get your dictionary and look it up. And you get mad, you get frustrated. Just tell me how to spell it. You want her to just tell you how to spell it. She tell you to go look it up. And then, so now you got to kind of pronounce the word a little bit, retailer. So now you can at least say the word that you're trying to spell, which we didn't understand that either. So we got this big old book, and it's a dictionary that, guess what? You don't even have libraries no more. Do you know the libraries don't even have books in them no more? Ask your kids at school or your grandkids. They'll be looking at you like, what you mean a library? What is a library? We don't need books. When my daughter came home, and this been maybe, 7, 8 years? More than that. Let me see. She's, 22, 23? Okay, so probably about 8 years ago. No, 10 years ago. About 10 years ago. Yeah, she'd be about 13. She come home and I said, well, do your homework and everything. Get your books out. I don't even see no books out. How you doing homework? I don't see no books out. She said, what are you talking about? We ain't got no books. I just knew she was lying. I'm just looking at her like, school just started and you're going to tell me you ain't got no math book? You ain't got an English book? You ain't got no books? She said, no, we ain't got no books. We ain't got no books in the library either, Mama. And I'm just looking at her like, don't even play with me. So I just said, okay. Now, the next day, I called the school. Because I'm going to call the school because I know she's lying. So I got her right in front of me. And I'm talking to the principal. And I'm asking the principal, my daughter come home and I'm telling her to do her homework. And she wants me to figure out this or figure out that. But she don't have no book. And I know that I paid for books when I enrolled her. My kids don't get free education. So you got to pay, what, $200-$300 to use their books. So where's the books? And the principal said, we no longer use books. Y'all think I'm lying? Ask your grandkids or ask your kids. They don't use books in school. Scared the living daylights out of me. And I was like, what about in the library? Or how are we going to figure this out? And he told me to go online. So what I'm saying to you, like our generation, we were scared to be online and the internet and all this other stuff. Now, if your kids do not know how to use the computer and go online, guess what? They get left behind. You guys understand what I'm saying? Right. They get left behind. Like, say, for instance, I'm going to just keep it real with you. There's some people our age that do not really know how to use the computer. They know how to do little stuff like get some music or get a video or something like that. But they don't get on this online thing and all this stuff. They don't order stuff. They can't never remember their account because they don't use their account. People are like that. And this world is coming to, like, even when it comes to news, you want to find something out, just go online. You get the latest update anywhere in the world. And people's like, well, that's better than having a dictionary. Do you really, I like knowing that there's people, She says, what burns my cookies is when they pop in their gum and roll in their AO. That burns my cookies. Rolling their eyes. She said rolling their butt. Tina, you're something else. She said, I'm a 80, 90 baby and I miss those days. Food tastes better. And you're right, SP. Every phone on the corner. Yeah. It's just, things done change. And, if you're not with it, then you're going to get left behind. That's just the way it is, I was, Pooh Bear said something to me. I was in the kitchen doing something. And I said, Pooh Bear, what you looking at? And Pooh Bear said, I'm looking at some YouTube. And he was acting like, I don't know nothing about YouTube. He was like, YouTube, they have this on there and he's just giggling and laughing. He's like, you don't know about that, Grandma. Boy, if you don't go sit your tail down somewhere. Yeah. He thinking he really telling me something about something I don't know, some YouTube. Anyway, here's the thing. They're getting to see a lot of stuff that don't even make sense. The stuff, I'm just going to be honest with you. The stuff that I was watching what he was watching. It's kids making videos of stuff. Okay, so check this out. If you guys not understanding what I'm saying, check this out. So, I can't even remember where it was at. But hey, let me see. The child was burnt. Okay, so here's the story right here. I found it.
Developing now, Columbus police are investigating after a child died this morning, suffering burns from hot water on a stove. Just before 8 o'clock this morning, officers were called to a home on Eaton Avenue on a report that a child was not breathing. Police tell NBC4 that child was rushed to the Nationwide Children's Hospital, where they died. Investigators say the mother was detained. There's no word yet on whether any charges will be filed.
Now, that's not what I was looking for. That's not what I was looking for. What I actually was looking for was there's this 12-year-old boy that spent the night over to his friend's house. This just happened 2 or 3 days ago, and his friends, he was asleep, and his friends was playing a prank on him and decided to take boiling hot water and throw it on him as he was sleeping. Severely burnt the child, 12 years old. Why would kids think that was a prank? It's something funny, you know, to throw boiling hot water on this child. And I was just like, you know, these kids thinking, what's funny about that? It's crazy. I'm trying to find it. It was here it is right here. Here it is right here. Let me try to get it.
At MRS Home Care, we're here to take care of you. When you get home and need a wheelchair, chairlift, or walker, you can take care of it.
Year-old boy in Tifton is recovering from severe burns after police say 3 of his friends dumped scalding water on him. Those 12 to 15-year-old boys all face serious charges now.
Well, as WALD News 10's Mackenzie Blaze reports, what boys say was supposed to be a prank turned into life-changing incidents for all of them.
12-year-old boy has second-degree burns on most of his face. His mother asked that we hide his identity, but she wanted to talk with us about what happened to her son.
I mean, I really can't describe it now, but in that moment, I was just in shock, mad, hurt, everything, seeing red, trying to just hurry up and get to, some help, yeah.
Tiffany West says her son was in a neighbor's apartment after a sleepover with other kids playing video games. The victim's mother says he was asleep when someone threw the hot water on him.
Yes, he was transported to the burn center in Augusta, Georgia, and he had to have surgery. Of course, he's out of surgery and he's home now, but it's going to take 12 to 14 days for him to fully heal. I always ask him, I always ask him, you mad, you sad? He just like, no, he just don't have no emotion about it.
He numb about it. I know he like you got to be in shock to know that your friends is capable of this type of thing. Like somebody that you trusted, like he never thought that this would be like happening to him.
The victim's family is desperately seeking justice. Between recovery and paying the bills, they know they have a very long road ahead of them.
My brother and Tiffany has been out of work since this happened and traveling, and now she's still gonna be out of work until he heals, because she got to be here for him mentally. Also, he gonna have to be like get counseling and stuff, because he gonna have to be able to trust people again.
According to the victim's family, the other 3 boys have been released back to their families and are currently awaiting their hearing, which will take place in a month or so. Here in Tifton, I'm Mackenzie Blaze with WALB, your hometown news source.
No, that was in Georgia. She said I would be rocking in an orange jumpsuit. That would be in Georgia. But the thing about it is, you know, when they're saying, you know, and of course, they're going to have a GoFundMe, probably on Facebook or something. If the mom's out of work, of course, she's probably was, I mean, if I wasn't working for 3, 4, 5 days, yeah, you know, definitely it would take me under really quick, because I couldn't survive without work. But, yeah. What kind of prank? This is what I'm saying. You know, the kids now are watching stuff on YouTube and TikTok, and they think it's something's funny, and they done scalded this boy, 2nd-degree burns all across his face. And yeah, he's gonna survive it, but he's like, his face is messed up, you know. His face is messed up because of a prank. Oh God, it's too much for me. And this is what I'm saying, you know, I have to work with people who think like this. And I mean, who think that was funny? I don't know who would think. People with the child mentality is what we have to work with all the time. I'm telling you, you guys, and I'll sit there and talk to them, and they'll talk to you like, you don't understand because you're old, or you don't understand because, you know, you're not with it. With what? With the stupidity, the dumbness? You know, like, they're thinking, let me tell you something. There's this older woman that I work with, and she's a CNA. And I'm not going to tell you her name. We'll just call her Miss M. And she's a bigger girl. She probably 3, 4. She probably 300 pounds or whatever. But anyway, she has a little trouble walking, and she would come by the desk, and she would go to some of the rooms, and she'll pick up a plate. Now, this woman is 60. I think she told me she's 61, 62. She's either 61 or 62. And every time, I mean, this done happened for 3 days in a row. Instead of taking it to the dining room, this dirty plate that a resident done ate from, she goes to the room, pick up the plate, and she comes to the nurse's desk, and she puts the plate down right at the nurse's desk. And I look at her, and then she grabs her pop and suck on some soda, and then she goes back and walk on. And I be like, okay, she did it the first day. I went and took the plate to the dining room. She did it the second day. Put the plate down, drink her a little bit of soda, and she walks off. So, you know, I waited a while, and I went and got the plate and took the plate to the dining room. So the third day, she brings the plate, she sits it there at the nurse's desk. And I said, hey, what are you doing? This is not the dining room. Why would you leave the plate there? She picks up the plate and walks on to the dining room. She already know better, but she been doing it. She's, I don't want to take those extra steps. So I just leave it for somebody else to do. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. crazy. And this is an older woman. And you know what? She done picked up bad habits from the younger people that she's working around. And she just be like, like the I don't care attitude. And and you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong. So I'm not going to tell you what happened. But, and it's very minor, but it just really ticked me off. Because at the end of the day, you try to do what your boss tells you to do or needs done. And then when you stand on what the boss tells you needs to be done, they turn around and go, oh no, we're gonna override what we told her to tell you to do, and we're gonna tell you to do something different. That's what went on. And I'm sitting there like, I'm to the point of I don't care. Because if you tell me you want them to wipe the wheelchairs, and then they run to you and say, but I don't want to wipe the wheelchairs because it hurts my hands. Well, you don't have to wipe the wheelchairs. And then they walk around like, I don't have to wipe the wheelchairs. I don't have to wipe the wheel. The nurse can't tell me to wipe the wheelchairs because I don't have to. Well, why would I make sure that what you wanted done to get done, anything else, because you've already got this in place. You've got it in place. That needs to be done every night. Wipe the wheelchairs. Wipe the wheelchairs. We got a schedule that these wheelchairs need to be wiped on Thursday at 10 o'clock. But this young lady say, I ain't doing it. And then you get a call while you're doing something else, because you done told the girl, okay, let's make sure to get we got a schedule to make sure these wheelchairs be wiped. And the girl says, well, I ain't doing it because, I'm just not going to do it. And you get a call, well, we done talked about it, and this is what such and such want. So, the girl don't have to wipe the wheelchair. You know what I say? I say, okay, whatever. I say, okay, whatever. And the girl look at me. She sits there right beside me and look at me like, I don't know why you mad. I ain't got to wipe the wheelchairs. I just ain't got to wipe. So then guess what? Another worker be like, well, she ain't got to wipe the wheelchairs. Why do I got to wipe the wheelchairs? So we're trying to convince this girl, well, you got to do something. You just can't sit there. She's like, I'm going to just sit here. Because y'all want me to wipe the wheelchairs. You ain't making such and such wipe the wheelchairs. You know what I say? I say, I don't care if you don't wipe the wheelchairs. I don't care what you do. Nothing to get done. How about that? The girl left and went home because she seen one of the other girls didn't have to wipe the wheelchair. Because the nurse told her, you need to wipe the wheelchairs because it's on the schedule. Let's follow the schedule. Well, she don't got to follow the schedules because they done already said, look, here, well, we need to make adjustments. We didn't have a problem making the adjustment. I said, okay, make the adjustment. She don't have to wipe the wheelchair. The other girl didn't understand why she didn't have to wipe. Now the wheelchairs don't get wiped at all. And one girl, she pretty much walked out. That's how I'm just giving you in a layman's term a situation. You can, well, it's not layman, but more like a hypothetical, but it's in another scenario. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you something that happened, but I'm using the wheelchairs as an example. It wasn't wheelchair, but pretty much You could put it anything. Work on a certain floor. Take care of a certain resident. Or go brush somebody's teeth. You can use any scenario you want. They got a schedule for it. The nurse says, this is what we're going to do. And then they call. And next thing you know, you get a call. No, that person don't have to do it. No reason. The reason is because they haven't been doing it. They haven't been doing it. So anyway, that's how that goes. And now you sitting there with egg on your face like, well, what do I tell these people? Because if I tell them they can, let's go by the schedule, which you got the schedule, and then you telling them that you don't have to go by the schedule. Well, what are we doing? Girl, this, I'm just telling y'all. I'm just being honest with you. Like, it's crazy. So I'm like, should I enforce what my boss wants done? Why should I enforce what my boss wants done when my boss don't even enforce what she wants done? You know? So what do? Somebody tell me. Somebody give me something. What do? So this is what I'm saying. You know, this world right now, I don't know if they know how to lead or they're just following. They're just looking at, you know, silly stuff, and then they think silly, and then they make decisions so quick that it doesn't make sense. She says some of these people don't have sense God gave them. I don't get it. Maybe I'm thinking to myself, is it me? Is it me? I'm serious. I don't know. I don't believe it's me. But it makes you think, is it me? Because it just don't make sense, you guys. Anyway, I know today is Friday. We're going to have tacos. Papa, you cooking?
I already cooked.
You already cooked?
I cooked Diesel food.
Oh, you cooked Diesel's food? Oh. Anyway, you guys, I'm just telling you, you know, there's going to be weirder stories coming. These kids, I hate that I read that. I was going to talk about that today. How these 3 boys just threw this boiling hot water on this child, their friend, and called it a prank. Where you going, Papa?
Clean off the car.
Huh?
Clean off the car.
Oh, your car?
Yeah.
You gonna get out today?
I think so.
3:30. Oh, so y'all, I you know, I'm almost speechless, to be honest with you. I'm just really like, I'm just so, I just can't even believe the things. And then and it was my day off Wednesday. I mean, was it Wednesday? Yeah, it all happened Wednesday. No, Tuesday. It happened Tuesday. I was like, I'm just done. It happened Tuesday. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm just done. Then after all of that happened, one of my bosses called me. It was like 1 o'clock. The girl left, went home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And she hadn't done nothing since 10. But anyway, you know, Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And then so she wanted to tell me, well, what do you think I did wrong? Do you think I made the wrong decision? I had to make a decision and da-da-da-da-da. And do you think that we disrespected you? I was like, yeah, you did. Well, I spoke to you first. I'm in a residence room. I'm not going to sit there and stop what I'm doing because it really wasn't that deep down. Like, it was a safety concern. It's crazy. Unbelievable. I was so ready to go home. I was like, I am just so ready. And I said to myself, on my day off, I am finna quit my job. I'm finna lose my job on my day off. I should have stayed my butt at home. But, and then the sad thing about it was I picked up 4 days on that particular day. I picked up the 8th, the 14th, the 28th, and I think it's the 29th. I'm gonna have to look at my messages, because if I read my messages, the boss had called me and she said, what days? And it says it right there. The 8th, the 14th, the 23rd, and the 28th. You know? So anyway, you guys, it's just, you know, I know some of you guys, y'all don't have to deal with that. And you're like, well, I wish I was working or whatever. You know, I mean, look at the good things. You know, sometimes, you know, you want to look at the cup and you want to say, well, at least you're working or whatever. Nobody wants to really deal. I mean, like, I'd be like, no, yeah, I still need money. You know, I still have to pay bills and everything. I wish that I knew where I would have some income. I would not work. I would stay my butt at home and leave these kids alone and let them have it. You know, I don't want to work. I have to. You know, there's a difference when you have to work. You have to. You know? But if I didn't have to work, I wouldn't. I would not. I would set my tired butt at home and do nothing. Just keep my house clean and, you know, stay at home. And then, you know, yeah, I don't know. But I don't want to have to be amongst these kids, because they're not all kids. Some, like I just said, some of these people are full grown adults, and they're making some really, you know, awkward decisions. What do you do? What do you do? You know, there's nothing to do, but I guess I'd not go along with it, but just ignore it. That's what you do. You have to ignore it, I guess. Because the minute that you not exercise your rights, but anything with valid points or understanding, you know, like an adult, you know, it seems to me what you believe or think does not matter. You know? It's crazy. It don't make no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, you tell these kids, you know, does it sound right to go boil some water and throw it on somebody while they sleep? And people will sit there and watch that on TV or YouTube or TikTok and say, Yeah, it was really funny. Nowadays, to be on TikTok and YouTube, you've got to be ignorant. That's the word, ignorant. I don't think that's funny. I don't think the decision-making people that is now in big places like your boss and making these type of decisions, and especially, like I said, this is what I'm saying, you guys, and I'm just keeping it real with you. Our kids are watching this. Our grandkids are watching stuff like this. These stories is gonna be all the time, because 3 kids thought that this was funny. And I'm going to tell you something. You know? And it is somewhat true. When this YouTube, well, not YouTube, but when the internet blew up and all of this information is out there, it's good in a way, but for the mind that don't think before they act, it's not good. It's not good to know everything. It's not good to have all access to all knowledge. Some people think, yeah, you know, having an understanding and knowledge is good and great. But Happy New Year's to you too. But not everything that you read and listen to is good for you. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like when you start thinking like these kids think, like that was funny, or it was a prank, or it was cute, or somebody must have been recording it to think it was a prank. Oh, we were just going to scare him or whatever. Well, why did you put hot steaming? Why would you throw hot boiling water on somebody? You know what kind of shock that is? To you laying there at your friend's house. Y'all done went and played some ball. You done played some games, Air Force, whatever, Area 51. You done played, I don't know the games you play, the kids play now, but they play all of that stuff. And then you lay down and you get woke up by some scalding hot water in your face. Not on the sheets, but in your face. And it just burns. It's like you don't know if you're in a fire. The trauma of just splash. And they're like, hee 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 hee. And you're like, ah! And where was the parents when this was happening? That you are, see, and I tell my daughter, they didn't get to do a lot of overnight stuff. They did a little bit, just a little bit, and I hate that I even let them do that. I wish I wouldn't have never let them do that. They seen other families and how they act and how the kids misbehave and stuff. But, I didn't get to do sleepovers. And I thank God that I didn't get to do them. Because, when I did go over my friend's house, that's when I learned stuff that I wasn't supposed to even know about. I'm just being honest with you guys. I didn't learn that stuff at home. I would have been a grown virgin had it been, for the kind of life I had to live, if I just never went over to any friend's house. I wouldn't have known nothing. I didn't know. You know, some people they knew stuff. They was like, oh, my cousin did this, and oh, my friends did that, and my neighbor, and the babysitter and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have known this stuff. But now you ain't even gotta go out your home. You can sit right there on YouTube, and you just. My grandson was just looking at stuff and just laughing. It would go to the next, and there was little short lies, little short clips or something. Somebody, kid getting in the car, and he's just he just laughing. He's like, this kid driving a car, and the kid was like 4 or 5 years old, and my grandson just laughing, thinking it's funny. He's like, look at him, he's funny, he's driving, and I'm like, that's not funny, grandson. That kid could have killed himself or killed somebody else, but this is what's comedy to them, because they know the child is like 4 years old, but he's literally driving a car. Nobody said that a 4-year-old or 5-year-old or 3-year-old couldn't drive a car, but a real car, and everybody sitting back laughing. It's not funny. But now what's funny, I guess we'll see a lot of stories where people coming up missing and kids getting scalded, and there was this other story where this stripper lady, I guess she went to go dance on the pole and left her 4 kids in the car, locked in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Anyway, you guys, I am going to get off of here, and I am going to get on down the road, do some things. I am going to do what I need to do. Okay? And, yes, hey, Next Level. I will see you guys. I'm just letting you guys know that it's just crazy to me. And just life in itself. Like I said, I always look at things, and it may be all jumbled, but in all reality, it all makes sense. It really do. Let me plug up my phone here. Plug up my phone. And you guys, I will see you guys Monday. Hopefully there's going to be an update. Maybe they'll find this young lad. If not, we'll chat about something else. But I wanted to keep it out front because I don't see us getting any traction anywhere else. And I need to call my girlfriend down there. I know she's not going to go out looking. But, maybe, somebody down there knows something. Maybe she can check it out for us. Okay, you guys? All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I will see you guys Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. All right?